Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here with the winner bracket finals. One of these teams will be joining us for the LAN event at the Summit 3 by Gigabyte here in Los Angeles. I'm Zyori, he's GoDz, and we've got Secret versus Asus.Polar. Ready to start.
A best of 5. One team will be known by the end of today. The other we'll find out tomorrow. This is clutch time. That's where the team's going to come up big. Secret, for the most part, have been dominant, but Asus.Polar caused some upsets along the way. They've taken out some of the more big-name favorites. They took out Empire. They took out the Ninjas in Pajamas most recently, so they're on a bit of a hot streak themselves.
All right, well, let's look at this draft, see what everyone's working on here. Troll, Queen of Pain, the opener for Team Secret, and Asus.Polar. Well, they strike back with a Shadow Fiend, Lina. Strong openers on both sides, and some pretty familiar faces to what we saw in our last lower bracket matchup here just a few hours ago.
Yeah. For Asus.Polar, they do things a little bit differently with this Lina pick. They often run it for Illidan in the safe lane farm. So we may be seeing that here come out from them. A great hero as far as having burst damage in a way of trying to bring down and kill off a Troll Warlord. And that may be kind of part of the reasoning behind this Lina pick here. As will be Secret with the Queen of Pain. And Asus.Polar breezing through this draft, go for a third pick Lion. Bans onto the FNG Earthshaker as well as Tree and Protector. His tree is being kind of wreaking havoc as of late.
Yeah, Asus.Polar going with the double laser here. 2 zaps, the big bursty ultimates. So Troll Warlord, Queen of Pain, anyone else who's usually pretty tanky, pretty elusive, well, they'll be feeling a lot of burst damage this go around. So pretty open-ended start here for Team Secret. Both Troll and Quap we've seen be very flexible. We've seen Quap mid, off lane, roaming on more of a position 4. Troll, safe lane, mid. However you want to do it, still a lot of options with these lanes. Looking at the odds for this match, Secret, 79%. The obvious fan favorites, but that I think that's a little lopsided. This could be a value bet for Asus.Polar.
It could be. I think the fact it's a BO5 not BO3 helps Secret out a little bit more because it's it's kind of that BO1 effect. You can take it like BO3 stabilize things a bit, but you go BO5, BO7, and then more likely the team who's kind of more
consistently stronger is going to come out ahead.
And even just a team that can react better. I mean, that was the big thing with Na'Vi in the past when Puppey was at the helm, was that this team could start off badly, have a bad first day or two, but they would react and adapt well. So that kind of same principle applies in a best of 5 series where you maybe go down 2-0, but if you figure out what picks and drafts they're doing, what their playstyle is, you can adapt very quickly. And that's something Puppey's really good at.
Yeah, that's a great point. So, okay, well, we know what the fans think. We'll see if it actually comes to fruition here. Rubik, the third pick for Team Secret. I think most likely your Kuro hero, now that he's on the support role. A classic right there. If you've got a set, you're probably pretty good at that hero. So no surprise. And now Axe for Asus.Polar. They know what they want, man. They are striking quick. FNG, the mastermind at the helm here today.
I guess you're going up against Secret in a best of 5 to decide who's going to get to the LAN finals. You plan out your draft and theory craft like every little ban and pick. They probably knew their opening 2 picks coming in based on what they were banning and what Secret were likely to be banning. Or at least, like, if they ban this, we pick this. So that's where those first couple picks went really quickly. But even this next stage, looks like we should probably be seeing Sidoi playing that offlane Axe. You get the safe lane Lina, probably with the support of the line, and then you do need that kind of secondary support. Dazzle is still in the pool as maybe a big hero that can kind of combine as like a 2-1-2 setup if Asus.Polar want to take that approach. And we'll see what they have in mind.
They do like that Dazzle. Definitely a hero that they run pretty frequently if they pick up an Axe. I mean, we've even seen them do like Dazzle Axe as an opener pretty often in the past. Great synergy with the Shadow Fiend, so I think a possibility. Secret probably don't want the Dazzle against Axe. They still need their second support, and they will need another core.
A lot of Puppies here is banned out. Your Chen, Enigma, Mirana. And
who more likely is it to play the Queen of Pain? S4 or Zai? Do they put her in the off lane or mid, or is it pretty 50-50 with Secret? Ooh, okay.
S4 is more likely, but Zai, I think, even played it as recently as yesterday. I think
I know Zai plays at some, and I know S4 plays at some, so I guess they'll kind of wait to see how they're drafted.
Yeah, historically it's been more in the S4 camp. But we'll see. Keeper of the Light. There's your Puppey hero.
Oh, yeah. He loves to pull this pick out every so often. I've seen a couple games where you go through the first 30 minutes thinking, why is Coddle here? What is the point of this hero? Why did you draft him? I don't see the synergy. Then it just takes that one recall. And then you see, okay, now I see why Puppey likes this hero. It just takes that little dance and to catch the other team in that one spot where they burn a TP in the wrong place. Somebody TPs back, interrupts it. A a $500,000 dream coil, you recall them back in, then all of a sudden you've got 5 heroes pounding on the enemy's base and they're stranded walking back. There's a lot of really clutch things you can do in the late game with the mobility part of Keeper of the Light.
You mentioned Dream Coil. We could be seeing a puck here for Secret. I think it's still a decent pick. They could run it mid and Queen of Pain in the off lane or switch things up.
Full meta, boys. Oh, my. Shadow Fiend, Lion, Axe, and Juggernaut on the same team for Asus.Polar.
Even Alina, this hero is becoming super meta. These guys are
red hot.
So Lina looks like will be played as that support, though, with this pick. So not going to be that Illidan safe lane farming Lina. And
probably more likely Illidan Jug, G on the Shadow Fiend, then we'll see Axe go. Probably the off lane for Sadoy. He may just end up in the jungle sooner rather than later.
So for Team Secret now, last pick coming their way, looking for another core hero to go with their draft. Mentioned the puck. Not a bad option. If you can get the jump with the Blink Silence and a Jug, you can kind of pick him off or at least force him to go into that Manta style to get rid of the silence. But
I think Magnus would have been great here.
Yeah,
very smart for a last ban. And
something team fight oriented.
Okay, so it's S4 Quap, and then they'll take the Clockwork for the off lane for Zai.
Clock has kind of been a forgotten off lane, but especially with some of the changes to the Juggernaut where all these spells cost a lot more mana. In the lane stage, you hit him just once with a Cogs and Jug, and he can still zone you out just by pure right clicks, but Clockwork at least doesn't have to worry too much about dying to an Omni Slash or like a Impale into a Blade Fury. It's just going to be pure right click harass at that point. So pretty strong hero in general against, I feel like, some of these low mana pool heroes like your Axe and your Jug. Well,
all right, loading in here. This is a really... I'm looking at the Secret draft, and obviously it's a bit less conventional with the Keeper of the Light especially. And Clockwork, he's still picked up quite a bit. I feel like you can't look at this Asus.Polar draft and not be a little bit intimidated. All of these heroes are prevalent in the meta for a reason, and this is just one of those drafts that if they get a little bit of momentum, if they have a good laning stage, I mean, that mid game could be very, very difficult for Secret.
Secret are going to be looking to kind of outmaneuver Asus.Polar, and they've got the heroes that can kind of look to try and do that. You've got you mentioned the recall, the Keeper of the Light to move heroes around the map. You've got Queen of Pain, who's pretty elusive and can catch people by surprise. Clockwork, a similar thing. Teams have not been having to deal with this here for quite some time, so has got a way of interrupting like some of the magic immune kind of ultis, like a Shadow Fiend going for a BKB Requiem, Jug through his Blade Fury. If you're trying to gank him, he's trying to Blade Fury TP out, so Hookshot a pretty handy spell to have in general. But here we go, game 1 of a best of 5. Haven't got to cast a best of 5 in some time.
Me neither, actually. I'm trying to think back, and
Major All-Stars was meant to be best of 5.
I was just thinking that. I was like, that was the last best of 5 in my recent memory, but it was turned to a best of 3. So
turned into a 2-0 stop.
And it was one of the fastest best of 3s we saw in that tournament. So, all right. Game number 1. Let's introduce some rosters here. Radiant side. You got Asus.Polar, FNG here on the Lion. G will take the Shadow Fiend to the mid lane. It'll be Lil supporting on the Lina. Off lane, it'll be Sadoy on the Axe. And safe lane, we've got Illidan Storm Rage. He's here on the Juggernaut. Big sword ready to slash.
On the dire side, S4 going to be going mid lane on the Queen of Pain. We've got Zai playing the Clockwork. Keeper of the Light in the hands of Puppy. And up towards the top lane, Rubik, Kuroki, and Arteezy on that Troll Warlord.
Okay.
30 seconds to battle.
So the battle begins here for the initial runes. Looks like both teams will actually make a go at the top one. And this could end up being slightly explosive. It's just Illidan down in the bottom lane looking for that bottom bounty. Looks like Zai will rotate his way down as well. Who will claim this top bounty rune?
Looking like it's going to go the Polar way. S4,
both sides
we'll see them come in, and I think
good vision. I don't know. Secret, they've got some reinforcements coming in. Puppy, he'll channel up the Illuminate, but they do hand it over. G gets the bounty rune. Now Kuro initiated on Light Strike Array on 2. Uh-oh, first blood gets drawn by Lil. G on the run, but he falls as well. An early 1-for-1 is now Puppy trying to make it to the high ground. Will get caught by the Battle Hunger, and he will end up going down to the likes of Axe.
Blink for 2 seconds here. S4, Light Strike Array could put him in some trouble, but no, he gets the blink out. Lil maybe could have gone for it a bit sooner, but we'll see GTP back towards the mid lane. He got the bounty rune, so did get that extra bit of gold boost, and should still get a pretty well-timed bottle despite dying. Bottom lane, it was the Clockwork forcing out a Blade Fury and getting the other bounty rune, so a bit of a 50-50-ish trade, probably slightly Polar favored with the extra kill and the first blood.
Yeah, absolutely. They were the ones to draw the first blood on the Lina, so she got credit for that first kill, and Found a fair bit of bonus gold. That'll be early boots for her, I think, most likely. Sadoy, he'll be solo off lane. There's already a lane ward down with Kuro coming in to harass him back. Telekinesis right into Arteezy. And looking at the other lane, it will be Zy versus 3. So both teams with a 1-1-3 setup here. Fairly standard, really nothing too crazy about it.
Yeah. Venus just going to be pulling and stacking and getting the jump farm going. Bottom lane, they tried to go in the clockwork, but another nice cogs from Zy pushes the Juggernaut back, burns his entire mana pool, and forces out an early clarity.
Okay, it's not so bad. He has pretty good lane control, honestly. Creeps right up at the tower, already finding level 3 on Clockwork. Really a great start there. Sadoy finding a comparable amount of experience. I feel like he's just taking a lot more harassment. And Zy actually farming okay, too. Wow, 6 last hits on those first couple waves.
Yeah. It cancels the clarity with a Rocket Flare, too. Another nice thing you can do. So Illidan is not going to have too much fun. Doesn't even get back up to full mana.
Oh, and he gets mana burn here onto FNG. Takes the Light Strike Array, but if you can hit somebody with cogs, that's a pretty worthy trade. Ooh, gets hit by another. Lil on the high ground. Only level 1, no follow-up, and Zy will still get the bounty rune.
Yeah, Zy just doing really well. Has the boots, and with the second bounty rune he's got in this game, has got level 3. He may want to go back to base here now that he's out of regen, and the lane isn't really pushing out in his favor, but he's still got a lot out of this lane already. In a pretty good position to just maybe heal up a bit and then just keep on trying to leech as much XP and farm as he can out of this.
Puppey, work in the jungle. This is one of the great things about Keeper of the Light. One of these supports that can actually farm pretty damn fast. Mud Golem's not going to allow him to farm as well as he would like, but you just keep spamming out the neutrals here, chew through these clarities, and if this ends up being a slightly more static game and reverts into kind of a farm fest, we'll give Secret a slight edge. Puppey could be looking for a decently timed mech, maybe thinking about an Aghanims at some point, even just Force Staff. Lots of different items you can grab on this Keeper. Not a hero you normally think of as a great farmer, but similar to that Crystal Maiden, that she can surprise you with how quickly items will come this hero's way.
Yeah, I'm just seeing level 3 from some jungle camps, and now he's going to farm the small camp, so he's just being efficient and playing this like you play his Chen or his Enigma and just getting his levels and farm as needed. So good smart play, because there's no one in that off lane. Axe is completely rotated to the jungle to try working his Blink Dagger over there, and Keeper of the Light, not really a hero that you don't want to pressure the top lane, because if you push out the top lane, that's when like a support like a Lion or Leon just TPs up and gets free XP. So they're going to keep the lane control for now, at least until Arteezy has like boots and a Ring of Aquila, and then maybe they consider pressuring the tier 1 tower. But for the most part, just being efficient, using their jungle, and keeping this lane control is going to be the better way to play this.
So how's the mid lane doing? I haven't really checked in on it too much, but it looks like S4 is finding the better of it, 22-5 versus the 14-1 Shadow Fiend. So off to a pretty good start for S4, about what you would expect, but it seems like he's just kind of besting G right now. I feel like Shadow Fiend at this point should start to, pardon me, pull ahead a little bit, but S4 just continuing to stay aggressive.
Shadow Fiend now with level 5 can at least use the razors to get most of the farm. Shouldn't be getting out farmed from here on out, but I guess the first few creep waves just didn't go too well for him, and took some time to get his souls. His bottle was slowed down by the fact he died at level 1 and had to buy a TP scroll. So just small things not going his way.
Yeah. Jug, keeping up with the troll. They're within 1 or 2 last hits of each other. Both of them essentially free farming at this point. Zy had a little momentum in the lane earlier on, but now he's just trying to interrupt the support.
So 3 heroes here on Zy.
This will be a little rocky. He will just TP out. I think this is the right call. Light Strike Array on cooldown. Trying to run for it would probably not have been so easy.
FNG swung his way top lane, so this is kind of the free XP I mentioned that a support can get should they try and push this. They haven't got the Bassering as well, not easy, so this will get FNG at least up towards like his level 3, and even partially towards that level 4. So smart move from Polar, just to swing these heroes up here and even get some last hits on your Lion.
Yeah, not too bad. He won't linger he won't linger around for too long, though. It is I don't know, a little bit tricky for the Lion. Wants to leech any XP he can, but if he moves up here and then ends up dying, it's all for nothing and actually gives away an advantage. Sadoy, he's doing all right in the jungle. 700 gold after his Tranquil Boot, so he's at least found that baseline to get some momentum going in the jungle. Looks like he may try to stack up a few camps. You can tell
Zy, by the way, they're going in for a kill. G.
Oh, wow, okay. Sonic Wave, that'll finish him off.
Puppy was just setting up with an Illuminate. G knew that Queen of Pain with a Sonic Wave Stream can't get the solo kill, but that's a level 2 Illuminate, giving an extra bit of burst damage. Really nice play and positioning from Puppy and getting that kill.
Yeah, I missed that setup there. I was looking at Zy in the jungle. You can tell he really wants to try and do something with this axe, but just can't quite make it happen. Jukes the Light Strike Array, nicely done, but now takes an Omni Slash and a crit to follow up. If that wasn't a first hit crit, I think he still falls, but that just made it look too easy for the Jug.
So Puppy coming into the jungle, gets some good vision down here. They're going to look to probably punish the axe at some point. Maybe with a smoke play coming out from like a Queen of Pain and a Keeper, or even the Clockwork can try and swing on in. Clockwork, though, still some ways to go before he's level 6. It looks like the Secret they're just happy with what they're getting elsewhere on the map. Arteezy going to be looking to get a tier 1 top tower. Glyph's already been used, and no enough to defend at this point.
Yeah, that's just an easy tower. I think expected for Asus.Polar. No surprise that it would go down pretty quick, but the Troll, I guess that's a fairly even trade. He gets that tier 1 tower early on, but Illidan, he gets that kill on the Clockwork. So both of them finding a little bump in their net worth. And wow, the Troll actually way ahead, though, up by about 600 net worth over Illidan. Yeah, I guess he's about 8 CS ahead. But yeah, tower's just a little more valuable.
Well, towers, yeah, getting the last on the tower is quite a good chunk of gold there. And just the one kill for your Juggernaut.
Even on the tier 1, yeah.
So
well, Puppy will linger around in the bottom lane now. Looks like he's had enough in the jungle to at least get those initial levels. He now finds level 6, and we'll just keep Zy safe. Sort of a multifaceted win here, making space for Zy, but also reducing space for this Jug to farm. We see Illidan has to walk all the way back to the well. So
Zyori getting very low here in the jungle. Gets scattered by a rocket flare and just backs off immediately. They could have maybe swooped in with Puppy to go for this kill, but looks like it's not going to be the case. Puppy going to steal the farm, though. That's actually going to work.
He's happy to take those 2 big creeps, the prized gems there. So even shutting down Sadoy's farm a fair bit, though. He's still making the best out of this rocky situation. 1,400 gold, 2/3 of the way to the blink at 7.5 minutes. I think that's pretty good for the axe.
Yeah, that's really good for an axe here, considering he just lost a couple hundred gold from that neutral steal, and he didn't exactly get much while he was in the offlane. So. Secret now, though, going to use this really strong kind of group up they have at bottom lane. The Keeper of the Light really hard to find to illuminate, as for the DD rune. Not just the tier 1 top they're going to get. It looks like this bottom tier 1 going to go down uncontested to dire South.
FNG hanging around nearby in the tree line, but he's only level 4, so if they scout him out,
mid
he
lane,
should die.
G has razes.
He's thinking about it. Wants to line it up on Kuro. Tower will fall bottom uncontested line. Still tucked in that tree line. Raise number 1. Okay, we're only going to get 1. A little lackluster from G, but still good space to farm.
Yeah, if Kuro kind of walked up close and you can get that close Z raise, you could maybe get the triple raise, but didn't come his way.
Okay. So Rubik level 4, Kuro just trying to leech mid to get that level 6. Always a big milestone there for the Rubik. Get that lifesteal online. You just have 1,000 gold also. This could be a game where Kuro looks for a very fast Blink Dagger, which can honestly be devastating against some lineups.
Doesn't need the... I mean, there's already Arcane Boots on Puppy. You've got Chakra from Puppy as well. There's no mana problems for the team really as a whole, so either the fast Blink or maybe you could stop off an Urn of Shadows just for the extra heal and potential nuke from that. But
yeah, possibly. Looks like they'll recall the Clockwork towards the mid lane.
Roaching, or are they fighting?
I think they're fighting. Clockwork, not yet level 6, though. Seems like an odd time to do this without a hook shot, but they will try to defend their tier 1 up top. I see Illidan getting a lot of space, closing in on that Mask of Madness, and they do want to punish it, of course. S4, with a Sonic Wave available, does give him quite a bit of kill potential. See what they can do. Oh, Lil, he even pulls into the camp here. That'll break the smoke. He'll try to TP home. That one will get interrupted by the telekinesis. The Jug will be able to spin and TP home. No way to stop it. So big rotation, yields only 1 kill. Less than ideal for Secret, but I think they'll take it.
Arteezy went into the Radiant jungle with his smoke, and he's going to... Well, the ward protects him here, so he can actually farm this decently well. Zyori, no Blink Dagger yet, won't be able to catch up to Arteezy. And just being on this side of the map, you've got Ancients to farm. You've got like the Radiant jungle if it's safe, so not a bad place for Arteezy to be in general.
Yeah, his farm's still quite impressive. Number 1 on net worth, about 800 up on the Shadow Fiend. And speaking of Shadow Fiend, G will go this mech build. I'm pretty sure he's got a buckler here on the courier. Yep, he sure does. So no Yules, which means his farm won't be quite as fast as it could be. But this early mech means Asus.Polar will be able to group up and team fight a little bit earlier than you may have otherwise expected. So they are gearing up for a slightly more aggressive mid-game here, maybe in anticipation that Secret will try and turn it up a little bit.
Yeah, and with not going the farming build, I feel like Polar need to use this to great effect, because right now Secret are getting so much more out of the map. They're being more efficient with their just jungle and Keeper of the Light. They're farming their jungle better. They're farming their Ancients. It's a 3,000 gold lead, even though it's 3 kills apiece. I guess you've got the towers also going Secret way, where they push the tier 1 bottom and top, but in general just being a lot more efficient, getting more value out of
2 tier 1 towers is definitely not worth 3k net worth, so there's a little more to it than just tower kills. We'll see Asus.Polar try to get aggressive here in the mid. Lion level 6, Lina only 5. Hex to get things started. Zy ding 7 before he goes down, but go down he will. Lina gets credit for the kill. G even throwing in some raises there to make it nice and easy. So that'll get him a little closer to his mech.
And kills is going to be the plan for kind of turning things around here. For Zyori, his Blink Dagger timing is going to be the big tempo controlling item. But Asus.Polar get that and the Finger of Death on the line. Like, line is just about hitting that level 6 and using the Finger as frequently as possible to find kills, ideally on core heroes, your Queen of Pain. But even the supports, there's a 3k net worth Keeper of the Light who's worth a Finger. So
look at that burst damage on G. I don't know why he didn't Sonic Wave that. S4 would have been really close. Not enough damage for the kill, but a Sonic Wave with another auto attack or two. And that is a dead Shadow Fiend. But they let G walk away, and they will deny the tier 1 tower mid. So another victory there for Secret. S4 invading the jungle. Rocket Flare. Almost catches Zyori. Almost
spotted out the
cannon.
Blink Dagger on Zyori is the big thing here, too.
Okay.
So the Observer Ward, and I think just the heroes coming near. So they know this Blink on Axe is up, and that likely the Polar side is going to look to use a Smoke Gang to get their Finger and this Blink Axe involved. So probably Secret just ringing some alarm bells like, look guys, be ready for this. Don't let Polar start snowballing off of hero kills.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the right approach. Now that Lina's level 6, they've got even more kill potential. The double burst, they didn't need the Finger for that kill mid, so they've got Laguna and Finger available with a Blink Axe. This is a very scary time for Secret. It's almost hard to not get a kill if you're Asus.Polar at this point. Basically, one of those ults in a Berserker's Call, and you're in Culling Blade Threshold.
Kuro just being kind of the ward right now. He's just sitting at this mid lane, kind of protecting things. Will get caught out from behind, but this is creating space for his team to get a roach, and this is kind of an acceptable loss for Secret. That's a 3-hero smoke with the Blink Axe. I guess the Finger and the Laguna weren't put on cooldown, but you get that scouting information for your team, and Secret will take an Aegis out of it.
Yeah, they also hand over that tier 1 tower in the top lane to the Juggernaut, but they're happy with it. Arteezy will drop his Bassi, and that's an Aegis of the Immortal now in the hands of the Troll Warlord as his farm continues to impress. Net worth graph starting to level out just a little bit. I think Secret's still feeling pretty comfortable. S4, he will go Orchid first this game on the Quap. First, Oblivion Staff is in the inventory. We'll begin the quest for the second with 1,300 gold to boot. Not so far away.
Puppy's just got so much farm. Arcane's mech, he's out farming your Clockwork of Zy right now.
He's almost out farming the Axe as well. He's pretty damn close. Nipping at his heels. Mech and Arcanes with 100 gold to... Wow.
This hero just finds farm. You jungle it up, you're often pushing out lanes, defending towers, and suddenly you've got 61 CS and you've got a couple kills for your team even, so...
All right.
Not just that, he's level 10, so he's got the max out Illuminate, the max out Chakra Magic.
Yeah, that's the other thing with the farm that I guess gets overlooked. It's easy to get caught up in the inventory, but you look at the other supports, Rubik's level 6, Lion and Lina both level 7, and you've got this level 10 Keeper of the Light. Secret, they seem to be the aggressors here, though. They will move into a tier 2 in the bottom lane. Asus.Polar nowhere to be found. They're all clumped up in the top, maybe thinking about having a go at this tier 2 tower here.
Good place for them to be on the map too, because they've got that ward deep in the enemy jungle. This is kind of the safer place for them to find farm on the other side of the map, so Secret group up at bottom. They're already in position to group up at top, take a tier 2 tower, and farm this enemy jungle. But Secret do not want to let this go. They're starting to TP in.
Yeah, they'll win the race here. The battle trance makes this pretty easy. They've already used their glyph. They have to defend soon. They'll get here just in time. Illuminate clears out the creeps. Now Illidan looking for an Omni-Slash target. It's level 11, so it is quite potent. Arteezy will fall. That's the end of your Aegis. Now Puppy caught by the Finger. Coddle will go down. S4 as well. Shadow Fiend with a double. Now Arteezy on the run. But he gets caught by the Berserker's Call. Stunned up and killed. It's a 3-for-0 in the top lane.
Wow.
A failed defense from Secret. Not a single buyback. Oh wait, Artor has one, but there's no glyph. This is a tier 3 tower
Clockwork's
siege.
got no TP as well. His TP, I think he self-cancelled it because he was worried that he was TPing into an Omni-Slash, and 15 minutes in, Polar just suddenly say, great, we just took out the keeper and there's not enough buybacks. We can maybe get a range rax. No, they'll play it safe.
will buy back, and I think he absolutely had to there. Hook shot from Zy to maybe catch one on the retreat,
not
but
amount to much.
Yeah, he'll just back out. Doesn't interrupt any TPs.
Wow. That's big. That's just the power of these heroes are all coming online at the right time. This is where Jug gets really strong. He was level 11, so had level 2 Omni Slash with Mask of Madness Yasha. Your Axe just with the Blink Dagger and a Vitality Booster. Your SF with the mech timing. We talked about making the mech do something because they were kind of behind by about 3,000 gold, and well, that's about as good as it gets. You in a big team fight, take a tier 2 and a tier 3 tower.
Yep, that's more than something. I don't even think they had to use the mech there. If they did, I don't think I caught it.
It's just like to heal up like an Illuminator or something.
Yeah.
Maybe. It wasn't like a big turnaround.
It wasn't even a game-changing mech. It was
team fight was just stomped.
Yeah, it was just a big misplay from Secret. They were not expecting Asus.Polar to advance that quickly. Lina didn't even use her Laguna. I don't think it was just that Finger of Death that they need. They didn't even need the Laguna. As, like you mentioned, Clockwork forced to do it the old-fashioned way and walk back to the base. So glancing at the graph once more, about 3K net worth lead for Asus.Polar, 4,000 XP. They are now feeling in good shape. They've taken control of this lane, and they will clear out their jungle as they continue farming. BKB on the way for the Shadow Fiend, about 400 gold off for him, so he's getting pretty close. Sadoy, he went back for Vanguard after his blink, but here you go. Secret still finding some item progression. S4 will get an Orchid.
Radiant's
good timing here.
And
I feel like this is another item where he needs to get something done. He needs to find some pickoffs. Also level 11 with that buffed up Sonic Wave. Maybe makes that a little bit easier.
And Secret kind of shine when they're just sitting back, throwing their big burst nuke damage from afar. You've got Fade Bolt, Illuminate, Sonic Wave, even Rocket Flares can add on to that. They've got tons of nuke damage that they can throw without putting themselves in harm's way, but defending towers like an outside tower like that tier 2 is where you can't really sit back. There was too many kind of angles that the Polar side could just engage from. So they need to probably prioritize going for smoke ganks like this and then defending the high ground. And this is going to be, well, looks like a unfruitful smoke gank into the enemy jungle.
Quite possibly. They'll see Sadoy if they keep going on this path, but no, they won't even hold the high ground. They're just looking for a quick pick, and knowing that Asus.Polar are all off the map, afraid to perhaps get caught unaware, and that will be the end of this invasion from Team Secret. They will scout out the Ancients, and they saw the Juggernaut farming there.
I'll take that as tribute.
Not going to find anything with this.
And again, Polar just make their way into the enemy jungle, find the farm they can there, and they've got that Radiant Ward still up, which was missed by the sentry. So they're kind of getting great map control here in their own way.
There's also a gem up on the line.
I like
make
this
a difference.
Before he didn't even go for the fast Blink Dagger here. He bought this himself, said, look, we're just going to move around the map and use map control to take objectives and towers. The axe initiation from the Blink Dagger is enough for us right now.
Middle tower
And now they'll smoke up in the mid lane.
This is a potentially surprising move that they won't expect.
Oh, Secret going to walk right into it. They put the ward down, but the smoke doesn't get revealed until they hold the high ground. It's a good spot to initiate whirling axes on everyone. S4 Sonic Wave as well. Secret just getting completely destroyed. It seemed like they had an okay setup, but it's a fast 4-0. Everyone on Asus.Polar still topped off. And now Secret on the run. That was just...
That 4-hero call, I think, into like a 3 or 4 hero impale with like double raises. Everybody grouped up on that ramp. Oh my gosh, that smoke play. Even though Secret saw the SF, they didn't see everything else that was coming their way. And once that axe gets, he just blinks into the high ground, kind of blind, but he knows Secret's there. He's not expecting it 4. He's expecting to hit at least 1 or 2. But even 1 or 2 heroes, Polar's still in that fight. The fact they got 4 means that they just crushed the fight.
Oh yeah. My eyes were on the Sonic Wave. That was when I said, oh, this is going to be big, and then his friends died.
That was the only hero not caught in the call, was that Queen of Pain.
Exactly right. Everyone else on Secret just got annihilated. Here we'll see it continue. Omni Slash goes in onto the back line. Nice cogs though from Zy to push him back. Now the rest of Asus.Polar trying to follow up. They've taken down the range barracks. These Impales are winning the fights. They drop the Laguna Blade onto Clockwork. That'll bring him down. Now S4, no ultimate here with an Orchid on the way up.
I don't think you really want to chase them.
I was just thinking the same thing. They will silence onto Sadoy, so they won't be able to, or he won't be able to use the Berserker's Call. Now G maybe in trouble. There we go. They'll get the kill on Lina. Asus.Polar overcommit, and it's Secret that punish it. 3 down, and Sadoy with nowhere to go will try to move into the trees. He falls as well. A lot of streaks ended, and that was the fight that Secret needed to bounce back here That's a 4,000 net worth gain.
Well, completely wrong. I eat my words. They do want to chase. That silence on the Axe was the big... If Axe was able to turn and blink call, Polar at least break even or maybe win another fight. But S4 clutch Orchid onto that Axe there as they chase. Because that Axe was getting ready to turn and just fight some more kills.
I got so scared when they were going up to that high ground. Axe was standing on the high ground. That was a very smart play from the Axe. I think that was the right way to do it. S4 was just ready and waiting. So well played on both sides, but this go around it is Secret that find the better of it. No, S4, is he in trouble? Who's the one that's actually in trouble here? Silences Lina, but then there's a Hex from FNG. Now the Earth Spike, hook shot in from Zai. Laguna Blade's available, it won't be able to get it off. Sonic Wave, it's a whiff for the most part, but they still get FNG as well as Lina. Laguna hits Zai, but now he's still pretty healthy. Illidan TP's in. Arteezy just clobbers him down. Now Sadoy, Asus.Polar, they were taking this game, and now they're crumbling. A 4-0 in the mid lane. Back-to-back failed fights for Asus. Secret really turning this game around. That's another 3,500 net worth game.
That was a heroic hook shot from Zai saving the Queen of Pain there, because the Lion chain stunned S4 just long enough that Lina was going to get unsilenced and hit the LSA to kill off. That would have been a kill on S4, but that hook shot was perfectly timed when it needed to catch the Lina as she was casting the LSA and back the other way. All right.
I mean, look at this gold graph. It's created that peak there. Secret bouncing back, behind by about 2k gold. They have leveled out the XP. They take the tier 2 tower mid, and even though they did lose their top ranged barracks in that tier 3 tower, they've taken a lot of other objectives. They still have a tier 1 standing in the bottom lane. Now only one outer tower remains for Asus.Polar. It's this tier 2 in the top.
Just something big item progression is going to come out. You get your full staff on your clockwork. Your Queen of Pain gets up to 4k gold, so possible Aghanims, BKB. I'm not sure. I'm wondering, maybe the BKB this game. I guess Troll's got just finished his BKB. But I think an Axe BKB is pretty solid here.
Yeah, not a fan of the Scythe this go around.
You're against Lion plus Lina. Like, you need magic immunity, and he's gonna get the BKB. You can get Hexes like your 4th or 5th item.
I guess that's true with Lina as a support. The BKB is a lot more tempting because she's not getting an Aghanims anytime soon. And here you see she'll go for the Drone of Endurance first. They may even want like a Force Staff or something after this before the quest for Aghanims begins. So, with that said, yeah, maybe you're right. The BKB is the right call, even though you've still got Omni Slash and Berserker's Call that go right through it.
So we'll see.
Oh yeah, there it is. BKB picked up by S4. So you are right, sir.
And for Secret, they're going to be losing just a range Rex at the top is the good news. If it was a melee Rex this early on, it would put them in a bit of a tough spot. They'd have to constantly deal with the pressure from the super creep lane, but it's not really happening with just the range Rex lost. And they're going to be trading a tier 2 tower top for what's currently just a tier 1 at bottom. The big problem's going to be if they give up Roshan, but it is a long Aegis respawn. Polar are hoping that it respawns now, but it's pretty much that max duration respawn.
Yeah.
Almost to the dot.
That's maybe a couple seconds short, but it's a long one. Tier 2 tower in the top lane does fall, as well as the tier 1 in the bottom. So teams continuing to trade towers here. The dance around Roche, I think, will get a bit more intense as Secret start to make their way over. They've got to be aware of this timer. They've got a few heroes nearby. Remember, Puppey can always recall somebody. He is holding on to that ultimate, so they will try to do some split push. TP on the Rubik, and there's also a TP on Arteezy. So we'll see how much damage they can get done here, and they will force Asus.Polar to react. Jug will be the hero to TP back, as well as the Lion, and that'll be enough for Secret to find at least a positioning victory there, as everyone pinging out Roche, who has now respawned.
Okay, and we'll see Secret. They're poised around that pit. They're smoked up. They're going in, but Polar have got to expect this. They're pinging it out already, and they've got 5 nearby. This is good, looking like we've got a big team fight brewing.
They don't have vision, though. They're assuming Secret are in the pit. It's the right assumption, but here we go. Charging in. Illidan hit by the Cogs to get things started. Walks right in with the Omni Slash. It's only level 2, but will start bouncing around. Queen of Pain with a pretty good ult. G isolated with a BKB on. Lina gets the taste of her own medicine. A stolen Laguna takes her low, but it's Secret that are falling quickly. Clockwork and Troll fall. Now the Quap goes down as well. It's Asus.Polar that take the fight with all 5 still alive. Aegis of the Immortal now picked up by the Juggernaut, and they're not done quite yet. Rubik goes in to finish off the Shadow Fiend, but it'll be the cost of his life. Axe gives him the slam dunk decapitation. A 1 for 4 when she's all said and done. Puppey will limp back to the base.
He gets out of there. That's another big fight for Polar here. They just have the items they need. The Manta on the Juggernaut with the Mask of Madness. He got in with the Omni Slash, and Queen of Pain again makes a nice play, silencing up the Axe here. Axe is, until he gets his BKB, he's getting silenced every time he tries to come in for a Blink Pull, but these fights are just going to get even worse for Secret when Axe does have that BKB, because then he doesn't have to worry about the Orchid Silence slowing him down.
Yeah, that's true. It's right around the corner. Man, he's just a couple creep kills away from picking up that big one.
Secret just seems to be missing that little bit of team fight, that bit of lockdown here. Picking Keeper of the Light as their secondary support, it was great, like as far as getting a ton of farm, getting the mech up. But you've got a Rubik, a Keeper of the Light. The team fight is kind of lackluster. Rubik can steal some kind of spells in a fight, like a, even if you steal a Finger or Laguna, you add some extra damage, but you're still lacking that control, that big kind of AoE stun or initiation like you've got on the Radiant side. The Blink Pull, even when it doesn't come right away, offers a lot. Then you've got the FNG has been hitting 2-3 heroes with all these impales. Lena, just, you've got stuns from there, so a lot of lockdown on the Asus.Polar side, which Secret just seems to be lacking.
Ooh, they catch Sidoi in the jungle here. Kuro will steal. Actually, the Culling Blade, that's not bad. They jump onto the Lena there. She'll fall. Nice hook shot from Zai once more. Not the hero they started on, but they will find it. G in the mid lane now will be initiated on. Puppey and S4 on their way in. They hit him with the Mana Leak. And that was for
BKB.
S4 to go blow for blow. Yeah. He's beefy, though, man. He's looking for that Scotty. Both ultimate orbs picked up. They cannot intimidate G, at least not right now.
Good, just calculated play from G. Didn't waste his 8-second BKB. Didn't panic and just held his own there, and now his teammates nearby at the ready. So. Axe about 100 gold away from a BKB. With that online, Polar probably going to look to push out these lanes and go for maybe another smoke and try to find another good favorable team fight. They've still got the Aegis for a decent amount of time here, about 2.5–3 minutes left, so they can still make their move out.
I think they want to make pretty good use of this one. Illidan is the carrier. He just hit level 16, so now that Omni Slash hitting its next peak, huge bounces, and this is when Jug is really, really scary. He also hits quite hard. It looks like probably a Scotty for him on the way also. Ultimate Orb #1 picked up. Already has the Manta style.
Boom,
so Asus.Polar now just trying to really bulk up, be able to just tank through that Sonic Wave and not be susceptible to the burst damage that the Troll can put out once he starts beating on you.
And they're all bulked up. There's your Scotty complete for your SF, your BKB for your Axe. Their item timings are just kind of big item timings that can be kind of game changers. S4's BKB is nice. It helps keep him alive, but it's not going to
not quite the same as an Axe who just wants to jump in there and needs the magic immunity. Yeah.
So it's like the Troll needs another item. He needs his Scotty on top of what he's already got. Maybe even like the item beyond that, which would be like your Satanic, your Blink Dagger is probably another big item to get if you're Arteezy here.
But look at Secret. They're just constantly splitting the lanes. Anytime Asus.Polar gets close to the Dire base, they're putting on pressure. And they do have that recall to make things a little bit more interesting, perhaps. Both Arteezy and S4 holding on to TP scrolls now as Asus.Polar go for the low-hanging fruit. It's the melee barracks in the top. Secret have a glyph here, but do they want to use it for the melee barracks is the question.
That's a nice way out. They waste the Omni Slash there. Illidan thought he had Zai. Didn't check his inventory for the Ghost Scepter.
A lot of damage going on that tier 3 tower down bottom. This is not a good trade for Asus.Polar. The melee barracks are still standing. Now Illidan's stunned up. They don't really want to commit to this because he has the Aegis, but now the melee barracks taking a lot of damage down bottom. Sidoi TP's in, uses the BKB. Arteezy may get punished for this, but S4's here. They use their BKBs. They focus the melee barracks. They will find some success at least. The Troll goes down. S4 will fall, but he does get the barracks before he dies. Now back to the top side of the fight. Illidan looks like he hasn't died yet. Just a couple of supports left. They really want to push him back here to keep their barracks alive and make this fight all worth it. Now S4, he will buy back. Another stun onto Illidan. There's your Aegis. Can they kill him twice?
He's got the Manta for the Orchid here. He's going to hold on to it, and I'll actually be forced to use it. Blade Fury, no TP out. Illidan could be in some trouble here.
S4 has the Orchid. And he's not even going to use it. Illidan turns, starts chopping that wood. Queen of Pain just barely lives. Puppey down low but still alive. FNG with the negative earn. Puppey will die here. But what a trade for the Dire team. They hold the melee barracks up top, and they get a tier 3 and the melee down bottom, plus a pretty decent trade of kills. They get rid of the Aegis. They kill the Jug and the Lion. They lose their Troll. They have to buy back on the Quap. I think it's still an advantage for Secret.
Yeah, it has. This has just been some high-level Dota from both teams so far. Both teams making great decisions across the board. Secret responding to the 5-man coming in top lane. And Polar doing the smart thing. Rather than trying to just brute force mid lane, they say, look, if we keep going for this mid lane, they'll just spam it out with Illuminate, with Fade Bolt. Let's just bypass the... let's forget having a creep wave. The backfield protection was down by just like a siege creep on the mid tier 3 tower. They go in for the top racks, but just good play by Secret. Being on the other side of the map, force the TPs, and then take the fight at top lane before the melee racks goes down.
Now double damage rune up on G. What's this Roche timer looking like? Still a ways off. Not sure how long it'll be. And until then, I think it'll be pretty quiet. Everybody just goes back to farming. Arteezy did die, but it was for the greater good. And now the quest for his Scotty starts to begin. First ultimate orb up, 2,500 gold. Not really that far away, to be perfectly frank. About 1,500 gold, and he's there. Looks like S4. He has the plate mail, so Shivas or AC. I would imagine it'll be the former, but time will tell.
Yeah. Good game for Shivas. Jug, as well as SF, doing some pretty decent right-click damage, but neither stacking amazing attack speed. The Jug, when he's in Mask of Madness, he does, but with the Skadi also gives you a little bit, but this will just negate a lot of that physical damage that he has to deal with. Even the Axe, if you get caught by a Blink Hole, the counter Helix damage being physical, so a good general item for S4 to be getting.
And Kuro, he's closing in on an Aghanims here, GoDz. He's only 300 gold off.
There's so many good spells this game.
Oh,
You've been stealing Earth Spikes, he's been stealing Culling Blade, you get a Requiem this game, you get a Finger of Death, you get a Laguna.
This is actually an incredible Rubik game. Normally,
Omni-Slash.
Yeah, normally you look at ultimates, but 3 big ults that'll get upped by this Ags. Okay, that's good. And then on top of that, just great spells to steal.
The Axe ulti is probably the least useful of the 5, but even an Axe ulti is not a bad spell to steal. It's kind of hard for Rubik to use it because you've got to get in so close.
It's one of those 50-50. If you get to use it, it's amazing because you get the speed boost for your team, but rare that you'll... Usually when you get to use it, it's when the fight's already won or already lost, for that matter, I guess, if he's really going to YOLO in and suicide that way.
And outside of that, there's just so many good basic spells. Stealing Earth Spike, that's an AoE stun for your team. You steal a Healing Ward from a Juggernaut. Like, you've got such a short cooldown on your spell steal now with an Ag Scepter that it's great. You steal a Healing Ward, you just pop it down, then look for a new spell. Even if your Healing Ward gets killed right away, it's still not wasted time.
Yeah, that's exactly the key thing. It's easy to get hung up on hard. What kind of upgrades are we talking about here? Even in games when there are no Ags upgrades, it can still be your go-to item on Rubik. Takes that cooldown from 14 seconds, or I think 16 seconds at level 3 to 2 seconds, and the radius. That's the other thing. Now Kuro can sit way, way, way back in these fights and still find pretty much every spell that he could possibly want to steal. Things just got a lot more difficult for Asus.Polar. Even though they are still itemizing well, there's your Scotty up on the Jug.
Fair move. Sitting behind Illidan at top lane. Don't think Secret are making any kind of play onto him just yet. It's going to be a short Roshan respawn this time around, or at least relative to the last one.
That's pretty short, about a minute past the initial timer. And it's a Radiant Satyr here that'll scout it out, and they've already got this Gosu ward on the high ground to give a lot of intel.
Yep, they'll see Arteezy down near this bottom lane, so they know where Arteezy's going. They're actually pinging out the jungle, saying, look, Arteezy's going to be here. Let's go for this pickoff.
Oh my.
So Doi's leading the way, and FNG with a full staff can quickly back him up. If they don't spot him in the jungle, they'll know he's somewhere down the bottom lane in the trees there. They know he has a TP, but he wouldn't head down bottom lane just to TP out. I guess he theoretically could, but...
Good game sense here from Arteezy. They will recall him. Oh, boy.
That was very close.
That was a little close for comfort, Parker.
They were recalling him just so they could smoke with him as well.
Yes.
That was not like a let's recall him out of danger. That was let's recall him so we can go for a play.
There had to be a degree of danger. Everyone on Asus.Polar missing off the map. You could tell Arteezy was turtled up in the trees. But yeah, mostly so that they could rendezvous and smoke. And now they find Zyori. They force out that BKB right away. That's your 90-second charge. Now the rest of the Radiant sides start to intercept. Zyori taking a lot of damage on the run. There's your Omni-Slash doing a lot of damage to Puppey. Oh, the RNG, it focuses him down, and he's dead. But the rest of his team, oh, it just gets destroyed. Curl on the run. May still fall to Illidan. There's your telekinesis. What a disastrous fight for Asus.Polar, though. A buyback from the Axe. Now a hook shot from Zy to interrupt the Requiem through BKB. Nicely done. BKB Troll going to tank the Requiem, but not going to be too upset about it. Will just TP out. Zy getting left behind. Force staff now. They just want to try to mitigate Zyori getting any kind of cleanup kills. Kuro with the Requiem slows them down, creates the space for the TPs, and Secret get out. It's a 1 for 3 plus the buyback on the Axe, who does not find any kind of recovery kill. That is costly to Zyori.
Kuro with the stolen Culling Blade, dunked the Axe. The movement speed allowed him to stay alive against the Juggernaut. Then he stole the Requiem. That was just really nice Rubik play coming out from Kuro. And, well, Secret going to be pretty happy with that fight. It does come around Roshan, but they don't get Roshan to follow. With the buyback, Asus.Polar still kind of at least in fighting shape, so they could make their way into that Roshan pit should Secret go for it. But that's going to be probably the next big fight coming up soon.
Yeah, most definitely. This is Roche 3, so Aegis Cheese ready for the claiming. Not going to hand this one over without a fight, at least. Now all the Scotties getting completed here, GoDz. There's 3 eyes of the Azure Drake in this game. I didn't know Drakes had more than 2 eyes, but they're making it work. Illidan, he walks right into the pit. Dire side, they do not have any actual vision here. They are lingering nearby, but Roche falls quickly. If they want to contest, they've got to do it now. RTZ has a TP scroll, but do they have the access point to TP to? Setting up for the Illuminate. You got to go, 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 Secret. They see how low Roche is. Zai hops in, hook shot, but won't be able to grab the Aegis, and he just gets juiced.
Stolen Laguna Blade, though. Not bad.
Okay.
Bad. That's an Scepter upgrade. I mean, it's pretty damn nice, let's be honest here.
Oh, was Zai carrying the gem also? Oh, that makes it hurt a lot more.
He picked up a Quelling Blade off the ground. He saved Arteezy's Quelling Blade.
Oh, that's good. It wasn't for nothing. That's a pretty YOLO play there. It's tough.
Yeah, there's
I mean, hooking in like that, even if you get the Aegis, it's a 50-50 play.
Yeah, you just died twice. I think if Arteezy has a Blink Dagger and can follow you up, it's one thing, but Troll not having that Blink initiation makes it a really difficult place to try and fight. S4 can follow it up, but he doesn't want to blink in.
Kuro with the upgraded Lina ult just wrecks the Lion.
He's going to look for the Omni Slash. Oh, he gets it. He's going to turn this around. Illidan now taking his own medicine. Not going to bring him down,
and then he blinks out right as he goes down. He's still going to fall to the dunk, but we can't forget about this mid lane. Now a buyback from Kuro. Asus.Polar, they're going to try to go all in here. S4 and RTZ killing Barracks mid. If Secret can hold on, this could be scary for the Radiant side. Buyback now from the Lion. This could be your final fight. Sadoy isolated. Big Sonic Wave from S4. Sadoy will survive the Soul Burn with his BKB, but Lil not going to be so lucky. G getting cleaned up as well as Arteezy has come back to the fight. There's your Aegis of the Immortal. Shadow Fiend coming back to life. BKBs right away. Requiem right on top of Arteezy, but no, he gets bashed. Oh, the Bash Lord's in town, boys.
And Illidan's got no escape. He's trapped in the wheels. Clockwork going to keep him in place, and Illidan has got no escape tools. He's already lost his Aegis. He's getting popped around, bonked around, and down he goes.
Oh,
Secret,
boy.
hold on.
That was a very bold play from Asus.Polar. They completely skip the tier 3 tower and go straight for the tier 4s. They don't even claim one tier 4. Secret, they don't get the mid lane of Barracks, but they force out a glyph and they clear the tier 3 tower. Now they make the call straight to the other side, boys. Let's get this lane of Barracks. However, there are buybacks available for Asus.Polar. Every hero that's dead right now does have the gold for it.
Oh, they're going past. They want to go. They want to try and catch someone out here.
There were 2 buybacks used as well. Axe and Lion have theirs on cooldown. So if they get taken out in this little skirmish, they will be diebacks. Secret will able to do that with just 1 buyback used on the Rubik. They'll put Arteezy in the front line. There is some backdoor protection for now, but creeps are on the way. Just trying to bait with the Troll. Down go the melee Barracks. Range shortly to follow. Asus.Polar, they don't want to use these buybacks unless they have to, but they may be forced
they have to. Yeah. They're giving up possibly a 3rd melee Raxter at top.
FNG and Sadoy hop in. BKB's popped up plenty. Sadoy just not doing enough damage to Arteezy. The lifesteal is there. Now the Omni Slash on the back lines, taking Kuro down low, but it's a stolen Blade Fury. How unfortunate. Troll Warlord ends up going down. Now the rest of Secret starting to make their retreat. Puppy going blow for blow, but what a blinding light! Illidan stuck in the trees.
He's monolith, he can't move.
And Puppy may still make it out. What a play from the old man.
And S4 meanwhile just finishing off a range tracks at bottom. They don't get the top lane, but they still get a lot of damage done. Force out some buybacks, and that is just not buybacks that the Jug wanted to use at this stage of the game. SF as well. So Jug and SF, both the big carries, chew through a big chunk of gold.
And they only kill the Troll out of it. That is one thing Secret have done so well this game, is get this team to buy back and then not give them anything from it. And that is what really hurts your economy. If you can buy back, find a kill or 2, even get assists, it helps make a dent. But when you just buy back and you can't even farm for that duration when you have the debuff, eek. That's scary on your core. Now Secret really pulling into the lead.
Yeah. The gold graph is kind of showing that, but more than anything, it's just 2 lanes of full racks taken, and the Polar side just need to make a move somewhere and just find some clutch kills and turn it into multiple lanes of racks, or that GG push on the throne they went for last time. But they don't really seem able to do that in a head-on 5v5 fight. especially when Secret have buybacks of their own, which are up on the Queen of Pain as well as the Troll and the Keeper. 4 of the 5 heroes have buybacks.
Everyone except the Rubik. Yeah, he's the only one on cooldown.
And he just bought a Ghost Scepter. He died like 2 fights in a row. He struggled to stay alive against the Omni Slash, so he says, "Look, forget buyback. Ghost Scepter will cut it for me."
Yep. Also that Ghost Scepter on Zai, as we've seen. S4, he does not go for the Shiva's Guard. He actually ends up looking for the Assault Cuirass.
No.
So just trying to mitigate some of that presence of the Dark Lord and also buff up the damage that his Troll can put out. Queen of Pain, not the worst right clicker ever either, so it does help buff up his damage. And of course, pushing structures gets that much easier when you've got that minus armor aura. Yep. So what happened to the cheese? Did that ever get picked up or eaten? I never really made note of it. Looks like it's gone here.
What was it? SF, I think. The Jug. I think Jug had the Aegis and SF had the cheese, or vice versa.
I guess it got eaten or sold or something. Does Octopus Man have it? No. Okay. Oculus. Oculopus. What the hell is this guy's name? Third Ghost Scepter out for Team Secret. Now Puppy joining the Ghost Club. That Omni Slash getting less and less potent by the minute here, it feels.
It feels kind of like they need like a Diffusal Blade on someone. We'll be going for, it looks to be a Skull Basher.
The right idea, having that lockdown with an Abyssal Blade. Great item on the Jug. But,
Secret are playing things slowly for now. They are giving time for the buybacks to come back up for the Polar side, but with the 4 racks advantage and being on that Dire side so that they can maybe take the next Roshan, they're feeling pretty confident. And they're just responding well. I think that smoke was done under this Observer Ward vision. Yeah, FNG pops down the Sentry Ward. It's out of range though, so he won't actually scatter the Dire High Ground Ward. But I think that smoke was scattered out, and then they pull out Arteezy from trouble.
They certainly do. Secret though, they're in this luxurious spot now with 2 lanes of barracks down. Asus.Polar have to keep heroes constantly in the base, so there's just really no rush. They could even wait out for next Rosh if they want. They know they can starve Asus.Polar, farm the map a little more efficiently, clear out both jungles, keep pushing the lanes in, and they really have the luxury of time at this point. Now the Shadow Fiend picks up a Butterfly, so G will have a huge item, no buyback available, so no reason to pull up the gold for it. Good item pickup here. There is no MKB on the Troll, though Arteezy does have about 4,000 gold. If he wants to grab it as his next item, though, I reckon that Satanic will be around the corner. A little fun and Illidan there, just pulling him back with the Telekinesis into the Illuminate, just giving him the love tap, letting him know that they're ready to fight if he steps too far forward, saying, stay in that base, Jug. This is what's going to happen if you come into our jungle. Your jungle is now ours.
Anything that's not your high ground is ours.
Yeah, yes.
You can stay on up there, but
that right there was just one of those little, like, I just asserted my dominance, Jug.
Yep.
What are you gonna do? I like those little plays when a team's ahead like that. You can get a little bit cocky and just make him run away from you.
We're gonna wait things out for the next Roshan.
Puppy also has the gem. That's the other thing that may be worth mentioning here. Asus.Polar lost their gem in that last skirmish, so no way for them to really move out of the base and get some vision control. If we look at Dire wards, not the most aggressive warding from Secret, actually. They'll have one kind of near the Roche pit here at that entryway, a lane ward in the top, and then one in their access here into the jungle. So maybe some relics of the past when they were more on the back foot. They'll also have one right in the middle of the base, so they do have some high ground vision. And somehow it dodged all these sentries. There's 2 sentries down, thinking that they got this ward, but just look at that. It's in the sweet spot. There's like this little tiny. That's this ward's home. That is just painful. Because if you're Asus.Polar, you think there's no way we didn't get that ward. Like we are safe in our base.
We covered the all high ground positions.
This little nibbler right here, this little guy, the hero ward.
That's just kind of bad luck.
It is.
That's something that FNG, when he watches this replay and sees what happened, he's just gonna be like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like that.
Yes. There's nothing else you can say about it. I mean, there's nothing else you can do.
It's not even really bad plays. Like, he's proactive. He's just trying to cover all his bases. Gets the second Sentry Ward and everything. But
right in that little arc.
I mean, you consider a gem, and I guess the gem's back up, but that's just.
Oh, they considered a gem. He bought a gem, and then he died. So
doesn't have money for another. I guess Lena could theoretically buy it, but.
Illidan, he's in trouble. Mana Leak gets it started.
Too.
Now they hop in. He'll use the Manta very early on. Arteezy pops his BKB. Sadoy comes in with a Berserker's Call. He'll be all right for now. Illidan, though, not going to be okay. He goes down. Now Sadoy getting low. Arteezy takes the Laguna, but Queen of Pain just turns it around. G will channel a Requiem. Finishes off the clockwork, but a 1 for 4 already.
He's on his own.
It's just G, the lone
G
defender.
against the world.
Axe, the only one with a
Counter
buyback
Requiem.
here.
He even got pulled into the counter Rec Room. Kuro gonna bring down G, well, with some help from his friends. Queen of Pain gets the last hit. Lena and Axe, the only two buybacks available.
She
This
gets
is
a buyback now, but that's
GG.
it. GG. Asus.Polar tap out, and I think the right call. No way they'll be able to defend the high ground against this. An intense game one. Asus.Polar put up
so back and forth.
One hell of a good fight. I think the only big misplay was that potential throne race. Can't even really call it a throne race because Secret came back to defend, but bypassing that bottom lane of barracks and just trying to go straight for the tier 4s, it sort of saved their mid lane because it called back Secret, but it came at a huge cost. They got completely annihilated, and then Secret counter-pushed to eventually take the mid lane of barracks. I think they could have played that one a little more safe, go for the tier 3, just defend and extend the game a bit longer.
It was just such a crazy game. Like 15 minutes in, Polar were breaching the high ground at top lane, taking a tier 3 tower. I'm just like, they were behind in the early game. They were getting out-farmed. It was like a 3k gold deficit. They definitely had the heroes. They were never really behind, but like they could turn things around with the Blink Axe, with the SF mech. But suddenly it's like, wait a second. Secret made that one big mistake when they tried to defend that T2 tower top and lost racks, well, lost a range racks from it more or less. But that was just great game. That was like high quality. That's one of the best games I've seen in a long time.
Very close. I see why these teams made it to the winner bracket finals, because it's going to be neck and neck all the way through. It's a best of 5, folks. That was only game 1, so still at the very least 2 more games to come, but I'd be surprised if this one ends 3-0 after seeing a game 1 like that.
Asus.Polar are going to keep their heads high because that was just a good showing for them.
Yeah, very explosive Dota. So stick around, folks. Plenty more coming up here for the Summit 3 presented by Gigabyte. European Phase 2 winner bracket finals. Boy, is that a mouthful.
I was actually one of the first people to